from them. We're going to have the Varus, the Ezreal, and the Bard from IG. So a lot of respect going over.
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty much all of the standard bans coming on through. The Jarvan going to be locked in very quickly right here from IG. Absolutely love it. As we've been talking about, right, Jwei is that main driving force behind the rest of the team. One of the champions he has been most comfortable on. For BLG, they often respond by just grabbing their own jungler, but looks like right now they might just look towards this bot lane and try to secure themselves a bit of aggressive lane bot lane. I'd be surprised by this. This would be a departure from what we've really been seeing in the bot lane from BLG.
That's Ning. I think it's... Was that Baolan? I think it was. Maybe you have producer Ilya check that for me. But Lucian gonna be the first pick as the answer on the other side. So I said that maybe they'll go for something safe. Well, IG took that away from them, so they said we're gonna drop the gauntlet and we're gonna go Lucian Melio and see what you got in the 2v2.
Yeah, I mean, I really like this from BLG. As much as it is a real departure from their overall style, where they prefer to play a lot further back down in the bottom lane, if you think that the bot lane is going to be that main focus of a matchup, give yourself something aggressive to play it. It takes a very nice aggressive pairing away from the bot side as well. We'll see what the response is going to be out of IG. If they want to give themselves just a sort of poke-based matchup, something that can sit a little bit further back, that could potentially work out for them. I mean, anytime you've got yourself a Jarvan, there's always the chance for that Sivir. Just have that front-to-back kind of team fight style composition available to you.
I do wonder. I mean, you have to take jungle, I feel like, for BLG in this first phase, or it's going to get banned away pretty heavily. All right, IG, are they going to find their bot lane pairing? It is the Karma, so very poke-centric. Could go with, I mean, they were the ones that brought out the Caitlyn Morgana. We saw, you know, a little bit of fun there. We'll see if they want to go with something along those lines. So Yachty will lean back into the Caitlyn.
Yeah, I mean, this is really aggressive down in this bot lane, right? With a ton of poke going to be coming on through. For BLG, anytime you've got the Lucian Melio, you want to be finding those early ganks, early fighting styles to be able to play around. For BLG, I think you want to be picking yourself up either the Pantheon or the Xin Zhao. I think the Xin Zhao gives you that extra level of safety right here. If they don't end up taking jungle at this point, IG are going to have a very easy time banning that pool out and kind of taking away a lot of that early threat that BLG want to be playing around.
Gonna get a cold classic at this point, this split for Bin. We'll be saving Shun's pick for later on, as well as probably Knights. Gnar, though, has been a pivotal pick for them. I mean, it gives Bin so much breathing room to be aggressive, to find engages, but also have some fighting power in that 1v1. But in this second phase, important to focus on where they want to ban away. There's the Vayne ban, just in case Breathe was going to have a little bit of fun with it. And we'll see what IG want to focus on now, too.
Yeah, I mean, right now, I would expect a ton of bans towards the jungle coming out from IG. You want to snap any of these early ganking junglers away. I wonder if the Pantheon might also draw a ban in this situation. In terms of things that Jun's really enjoyed playing, most of that top tier has been taken off of the board at this point. The Pantheon kind of the only thing really remaining. And if you want to get as aggressive as possible and really make it work for this Lucian Melio, that's what you really need to do. The fact that the mid lane matchup has kind of escaped through the majority of this unscathed, just the Orianna taken off the board, which was always going to happen. It's the highest ban percentage of any champion in the LPL for good reason. It is absolutely disgusting. You are leaving Knight's champion pool wide open right here.
Yeah. Besides the Annie, I guess, that they banned away themselves. They'll save that for later. It's a little snack, you know. I do wonder, does the Pantheon get banned here? Like, we're already seeing the jungle focuses, at least for IG. Like, that is something that they could save for later on. No, it's going to be the Nocturne, just in case they get the Nocturne Ori with the last two.
Yeah, just really trying to take away some of those like key pairings that we've ended up seeing. And for BLG, right, you are wide open at this point. You've got yourself a composition that is really going to be looking to play aggressive down in the bottom lane. You can chill pretty much through the top lane. I wonder if you want something heavy roaming right here out of Night, something like the Twisted Fate, like the Rise. I think either of those two could be really nice in this situation, just to allow you to get involved further in this bot lane. They are fully telling us that we were highlighting the bot lane as a potential matchup. Now we're just playing bot.
I'm so sorry I'm getting distracted by posters. I love those Viper versus Mako posters. They have them like butting heads and like facing off against each other. It's amazing. Yeah, the roaming mid lane is going to be so powerful from Knight, and that is going to be the second time he picks up the TF so far this split, at least. The 1-2 punch is coming through for IG, though. Jax for Breathe, a classic for him that is so strong as he's seen in his career, and the rise coming through from Nya.
Yeah, I mean, I really like the rise as the response right here. You are just saying, hey, this mid lane matchup, the 1v1, really not going to be that important to us. It's more about where we're going to be getting involved across the rest of the map. I think for BLG, it makes a lot of sense for them to go towards a Pantheon right here. Again, heavy roaming style. You can just pair up between Knight and Jhin and just get involved in every single other lane. They will indeed lock that one in. Now, that does mean that you're quite reliant on finding yourself a snap engage to be able to make a team fight work. If these team fights go quite long, I don't like the style right here for BLG. I think IG are going to be very happy in these longer team fights where you can get multiple rounds of rise spells off, multiple headshots through coming for Jaxi. So if that's working out for IG, that can be quite nice. But again, it's pretty tricky to slow down the pace of play versus BLG.
Yeah, it's terrifying. When they have these many go buttons and these many tools to find pickouts in side lanes and overextensions, that is a scary place to be. And the biggest thing, the elephant in the room for IG is Jwei typically finds like 10-minute leads, right? Like he finds these things for IG early, but it's when team play starts mattering, when macro starts mattering, that things just fall apart at the wheel here for IG, and they find themselves losing over and over again. And I think it's something where if you're playing like that against BLG, you will not have a chance. They will completely control the game, and you will not have that little moment of being able to have that early game to play off of. So I'm really curious what version of IG we get tonight, because the version I'm expecting from BLG is one of dominance.
Yeah, absolutely. If BLG are able to play this style of composition, so aggressive, so focused on the pick, so focused on the side lanes, as well as they're able to play all of their other styles, their more standard front-to-back team fighting style, then there is very little hope for the other teams in this league. If they can play every single way, for IG, you've got to be basically perfect.
You do indeed, against BLG, who is the perfect darling, it feels like, of the LPL. Game number 1 of our second series, BLG versus IG, starts now. Little quintessential matchup here with the Gnar Jax. I like it. Gnar, I don't think the champion that Ben is necessarily the most known for, but Jax definitely is Breeze's champion pool. And that being said, we have to have a pause. It's not even play-ins yet. Like it's not even even remote.
Now, my hope is that the insta-pause is something nice and easy, you know? Oh, my mouse has just disconnected. Oh, whoops, my game sounds are wrong, you know? Something nice and easy to be able to fix. My keybinds are incorrect. Let me quickly fix those. Not a, I have 7,000 ping, uh-oh.
Well, hey, things are getting settled in the new arena. It's always cool to get a debut of a new arena in the LPL. That doesn't happen very often. No. We'll be looking at hopefully getting things going here soon. I'm sure it's just like something tech related, but yeah. Congratulations to IG for their new setup, their new digs.
It's awesome. I mean, obviously from an EU, from an NA perspective, individual team stadiums are so sick. We're barely keeping a hold of our one centralized studio, right? Like nobody's enjoying.
Why you gotta hurt me?
Look.
What?
I like Berlin. I've been to Berlin a couple times. It's a really fun place to visit, but all you ever hear is that it sucks to live there. So, I mean, I'm glad that these players get to travel around, see a little bit of different places.
LA sucks too. Anyways.
That's also what you hear.
We're going to be getting back into the game now. Seems like tech issues aside, we'll be ready to go here as we do nothing too crazy in the rune setup. Do kind of like the Arcane Comet there for Knight. It won't be the first strike that sometimes you see to really get that gold going. Yeah. And we'll see exactly how this early game pans out. Already some early trades in the 2v2 and on having to back away. The birthday boy getting his candles snuffed out.
And this is the thing, right? Whenever you pick yourself up quite an aggressive early matchup in the draft, such as the Lucian Milio, you are opening yourself up to be encountered and having the sort of very, very aggressive bot lane that you see between the Caitlyn and the Karma. There's two options. You can either play that, or you can play super far back and just sort of concede the early game. IG not going to let that happen. They know that Viper is a potential weak point for BLG. We say weak point, you know, we'll see how much he's able to really get done in this matchup, but at least throughout the very early levels right here, it is pretty dang tricky to be able to step to a Karma and Caitlyn and get anything done.
Yeah, I mean, you grab this duo for a reason. It's always push priority. Speaking of, though, we'll be coming to the ends of our junglers' first clears. They will be opposite side clears, so soon we'll be finishing up on top side. We'll be on bot side with this push. Gank window's not necessarily there, but you can at least guarantee the scuttle crab here with how much push both mid and bot have for IG.
Yeah, I mean, I really like it right here. Anytime you've got yourself a Jarvan, you want to be ganking as much as possible early, but if all of your lane matchups are winning like this, it just gives you that extra level of freedom to not worry about it too much. Look for some potential invades as well. As we keep our eyes on the bot lane, big damage coming through.
Viper feeling himself, but he stepped onto a trap, and a couple headshots going to make the difference here. Got Jwei coming over. If they play a little aggressively, this is the perfect window for Jwei to get an early advantage for his bot lane. And if Caitlyn and Karma get ahead, it is disastrous for a short-range bot lane like Viper has with the Lucian. He's waiting. He's wanting. He's wishing. He's going to bring Nya over. He's going to hold the wave too. On almost dies to that Piltover Peacemaker. Flashes. Just gets flashed on by Jwei, but Jwei can't get the kill. Viper!
Oh!
It's a 2-for-1 in favor of IG, but Viper pulls it back from the brink.
Yeah, that's critical right here. You really wanted to keep Jwei alive throughout that early play. And now we're looking top lane where Breathe might also stepped a little bit too far forwards. Has Flash.
Shun wants to get something counter on the other side. He'll wait for the stun. He'll wait for the Comet Spear to come up, but won't be in range of it any longer. It'll be Breathe getting out with his Flash burned.
As we have a look back at this play, Jwei has to flash to be able to follow through and actually land this knock-up. If he's able to just land that one cleanly, he picks this kill up with no worries, and they're able to turn onto Viper so much quicker, not end up actually losing out onto one of those members. So a slight misplay right there, some good fancy feet coming through from On to take things a little bit longer.
Really love that Viper stepped up into that, though. It's one of those things where you got the kill and Jwei didn't.
Yeah,
which
you're dead anyway.
I'll take Karma early gold, honestly, but it's the ADC diff. All right, Viper's just showing him who's boss at this point. But it is a little bit of advantage for IG. Some push power will come back to Viper now, though, and soon we'll get back out on the map as well, getting ever closer to those level 6 marks for both junglers where things can truly turn proactive. And all of that roaming that's going to be coming out of the mid lane from this mid lane matchup that we were highlighting.
And this is the thing, right? Both teams are very reliant on those level 6s for having things happen. You see junglers as well hunting each other.
Oh my god.
I mean, this is very aggressive
on the
from
bot
Shun.
lane, so they can't move. Shun knows that he is kind of at his own will here against Jwei. Feels like he has the better skirmishing. Did have move from Nya, so he will back off now. All he did was go put a little bit of poke into Jwei, who is now looking bot side.
And that's the thing right now. You show up bot side.
Oh, the root's going to connect. Mako flashes to make sure he connects on his old world championship partner. And Viper will just be left to the wolves of IG as Jwei gets his kill.
What I was just about to say is now that you have shown where the jungler is on that bottom side of the map, you should play a little bit safer as BLG and expect that a gank will be coming on through, but they just do not respect that, do not respect the fact that Mako can flash forwards to keep that tether going on through. And that's just, like you said, another kill coming through exactly where you want the gold to be at as well. You're actually picking that one up. And everything that you had done by flashing forwards in that previous play as Viper and getting aggressive kind of just gets erased here.
It's so tough as well because you feel like you want to try to ramp it up as the Lucian, but now it's going to be tough. And Jwei's actually opting into the Berserker Greaves first. He's going to try to get a little bit more of that attack speed. Does already have that pickaxe. So we'll see what the damage profile is looking at there. But objectives are up. We do have the first dragon. Neither team really positioned on that side of the map just yet.
No, nobody really setting up too much overall at the moment. A couple of pings going towards the top side of the map. Breathe about chunked out to half HP. Jun hunting for him.
Gonna stop him with the Comet Spear. easy annoyance. Oh, Knight has level 6 now as well. Can pop the Destiny. Goes with the gate as well. Has the yellow card. The counter. He waits it out. He baits it. Now he's going to go for the yellow card. Go for the stun. The Cataclysm comes in. 3-man knock-up from Jwei. And now Knight is dead on the back into Nya. Nya has showed up. Breathe is gone. That's going to be a huge trade, though, in favor of IG. Shun barely making it out alive with the Grand Starfall towards mid lane.
And I mean, that's pretty nice as well, just to be able to push that wave in, at least stop you from getting shoved in through the mid lane as well. But really well played right here from Nya. And we highlighted how we just wanted to see him go toe-to-toe with Knight, make things happen, and not play scared versus one of those best-in-class players in the entire LPL, potentially in the entire world. That was really nice from him. Good follow, gets the push going, and then just uses the realm warp to come along too.
I love that they gave him options here to be able to move forward in this mid game, or at least in the earlier game once he hits that level 6, to kind of move to enable side lanes, if you will. And I think that's something we saw resources given over to this guy in their win when he first debuted, and BLG just misexecute the dive here, not expecting the movement from IG.
Yeah, and I mean, I respect the fact that Knight pauses with that gold card. It's what you have to do, but that time bought right there from just having that counter-strike up and available means that you just take way too long, and they hadn't well-tracked Jwei. They would have known that you had the ulti from Nya and expect him to be up towards the top side of the map, but they didn't know where Jwei was, and he was sat taking his Krugs, taking his red buff at the exact moment at which that play starts, and so it's very easy for him to just rotate on up and catch the members of BLG by surprise.
And gotta say that triple knockup from Jwei's gotta feel real good against your old teammates there. you just executed a massive turnaround at the top side. Breathe, though, gonna need to find a turnaround here as he gets knocked into the wall. He's just 100-0 dead by Bin's hand, and he finally goes down. Bin should go down to Jwei. He's gonna try to run away now as well.
Friends.
He'll have the speed, and Shun's coming over. The flash from Bin gets him away, and now Nya, who was looking for the move, is caught in the transition. You'll back away, nobody else falls. BLG feeling a little bit worried about the continued play.
There we go, we're talking about Gigabin and how he's been popping up occasionally. Not really been so much on the Gnar, that's been more of a stable pick for them overall, but that was huge. Knight, no flash.
Knight overextending his hand, but does have the campfire there. Look how much he's healing, but the root's going to finally come through, and Nya is able to blow him up, but Mako's the one that gets the kill there. And another one bites the dust. This time Nya gets his 3rd kill of the game.
And Mazel, we were talking about needing to see some clean League of Legends out of BLG. Well, they have not been making this composition work at all. Losing out in the bot lane with a Lucian Milio, finding roams that go wrong every single time. And even when they are able to turn a good play where Bin's grabbing himself a kill in a 2v1, immediately getting caught on the rotation, and that's Knight just stepping way too far forward, not recognizing the fact that without his flash up and available, you cannot afford to step this far up in the lane.
And Jwei on this Jarvan is insane. He is finding action everywhere. And while Mako gets the kill there, it's a bit unfortunate. Luckily, Nya picks this one up on just missing the sidestep, getting stuck on the turret there. As we come back into live, it is a pretty hefty lead for IG for an early game, but we talked about it. That is not safe for IG once we get into mid-game. Their flubs around macro decision-making have been a known error for them, and I look for them to kind of improve on that. That's why they switched up in there. They needed somebody that could play towards Jwei, and we'll see if that becomes the issue here.
And they are finally going to rotate on towards this first Drake of the game. Very late for a first Drake. 10 minutes, 30 seconds on in. This one will be nice and easily secured by Jwei. They've got push going on in the mid lane and some decent pressure in the bot lane as well. Instead, it looks like Jun going towards the top side of the map. Has ulti available. Potentially going to come flying in here.
Really good damage there from Ben. Yeah. Not even on first item yet. And yeah, trying to set up for Shun coming out of base. Those are the moments that BLG is really going to be looking for. Anybody overextending in the side lanes, anybody extending in their lane. They have a control ward there, but he still decides to back off as he was spotted by the Scryer's Bloom from Jwei. So they did know that he was going to be looking for an entrance.
And this is unfortunate, right? Jun has now used his ulti to get away from a play, not really to be able to do anything proactive and aggressive with it, and that's just allowing Nya to have himself a very chill game. 3-0-1 at this point, already got himself that Rod of Ages available, stacking that one up slowly. Same with the tier, he's in a really good spot. Nya, again, though, stepping a bit far forward, has Jwei as backup, and again, BLG hunting for this mid lane, but not finding any success.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When I compare the damage profiles from Knight and Ya, I do like Nya a little bit more. Yes. Rise hits way harder than a TF.
Oh yeah.
Let's see if that snowball can come along.
Man, the TF all about that snap engage on the side lanes, just doing things a little bit quicker than the Rise overall, and especially paired up alongside the Pantheon. You want to see that early aggression coming on through. They make that one attempt to play top lane, it goes wrong, and they haven't actually been able to find another angle so far. Big credit to IG. They're being very careful with where they're pushing up, not overextending, not allowing themselves to be caught by the BLG roam.
Now we are working and have achieved first items for a majority of members on the map. We do have those Roas blocking in the mid lane, and we have a play coming out from IG in mid lane as well. Nya gonna find the Realm Prison there, Realm Warp into the prison, and Jwei was a little hesitant to actually take the engage there, not knowing where the rest of his team was. Luckily, we have 20/20 vision and know that if he would have capitalized on that, Knight did not have an exit besides his flash.
Knight just having flash up and available may be enough to dissuade that play from coming on through, but they don't even manage to take that one away, and having the flash gold card away would be massive for these coming fights. Obviously, we've got a little while until the next big objectives will be coming on up, and for the minute, it's just going to be Breathe, desperately trying to clear out waves on the bottom side of the map, swapping the bot and top lanes around.
Lane assignments.
Yeah, I mean,
they're going to try to overload.
Now, he's so dead. Unless Bin can pull some magic out, he should be dead here.
He should realize that something's coming his way. I think they were able to get the vision there. He stayed for an extra moment, but that might just be his doom. Grand Starfall coming in as Shun goes to clear the wave. It's going to be a Comet Spear damage back. IG can't find the play they were looking for. They were trying to go for a dive, and yet they have to retreat themselves.
And I really like this decision from Knight, where he thinks about using that ulti to come on along, but doesn't need to. In the end, is just able to push forwards, get a little bit of tower placing down, bring Nya back into the mid lane. And well played right there from Bin, just playing on the very edge, still getting himself XP and gold whilst keeping himself alive. That's a very fine line to walk.
I was wondering if IG were going to readapt their bot lane back towards bot, but it looks like they're going to stick around. They were thinking about taking it back, but they're just going to push in. We'll finally get Viper and On joining this side of the map as well. We do have about a minute until the Rift Herald, so that might be what they're looking for, but it looks like IG are going to initiate their backs now and get those off, get the redeploys coming, as Breathe almost taking the entire rest of the turret and bot side.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be very close right here. Bin doesn't exactly have a huge amount of wave clear at this point. I think it just about is going to live. I mean, it's close. One auto attack away. You can understand why Breathe had to back off in that situation, though. Wasn't entirely sure where Jun was at, and obviously he can get involved very quickly. That's a greedy back, Knight. Yeah, it is. Oh my, okay. Maybe. Now, the response could well be the tower going over on the other side. This one, again, was chunked out quite heavily by those bot laners in the area. Really, these top laners right now just going to be skirmishing it out and then thinking about getting moving on towards the top side. Neither of them have teleports to go join the team.
That's so... The fact that the wallop goes through when you're not Mechanar is so nasty. As that solo lead is getting pretty big for Ben. He's up like 40 CS now at this point.
Breathe doesn't have a first
I think
item.
It'll get better later. Sun is in some trouble now in his own jungle. There's Destiny Gate popped. I don't know if it's going to be soon enough. Sun doesn't really have the damage to follow through anymore. Viper finally comes over. Culling's going to be used. Viper dashes over the wall, flashes over the wall, and gets Knight a kill on the board. Here comes the Realm Warp into the back line, into Viper. Viper's getting blown up now. He needs to be careful. They're going to turn onto Knight, who's trying to be a distraction on the other side. He's going to walk away, but the slow isn't there. He's going to flash just in case. Viper's going to try to get Jati now. Jati was a little bit caught. He's going to pop his barrier. He is fine. IG continue to poke and prod the beast. Meanwhile, first turret was taken by Bin.
Yeah, as we were talking about, right, with this item disadvantage, Breed doesn't have a first item completed, so Bin, with his Trinity Force, just able to keep that pressure up, really aggressive, really high. Nobody's able to actually pick up the objective off of the back of all of this with both junglers dead, and now...
Starfall. They're so caught.
So cool.
He's going to go forward. He gets the stun, but Mako does get the flash out, so he's fine. Jati did not burn his.
Flash. That's crazy that you don't actually manage to get the full flash in that situation. Just a little bit late, Jun desperately trying to get involved. Still, that gives you all of the pressure that you wanted around the mid lane and around this objective. And with the bot side taking a reset for IG, they're just going to have to concede this Herald. Instead, Jwei heading towards the bot lane and will pick himself up this Drake. Although, I mean, they could potentially run down and try to contest this as BLG if they think they want to.
I think it'll be a tough ask,
I'll
but
leave it.
Yeah. think they'll just take what they can get there. They had already given over the grubs to IG fully, and now they'll lose 2 dragons. So BLG needs to start figuring out what they're going to be doing on the dragon side of the map as we go. As we go into a Hex Tech Soul, and IG up 2 dragons already. Something that they can use as a potential win condition. And they are looking to take down this mid lane outer turret. I think one more auto will do it, and they do.
I mean, that's just a little bit of a misrotation right there from BLG, rotating people between top lane and bot and mid lane, and just not bringing people in quickly enough. Losing out onto that mid lane tower does kind of suck right here, especially when all this push is happening on the top side as well. Teleports, though, they're going to get aggressive.
Bin is big right now. He has another tunneler and the Trinity Force. He is going to be really strong, and Nya needs to be careful. But Nya's tanky now. He's got that rod stacking up too. Viper feeling himself in mid lane, sidesteps the Piltover Peacemaker, is able to get away from that one. Now you got the solo lane combo by BLG getting aggressed on. Double Cataclysm's going to be there. It's going to be Knight trying to get away, but gets CC'd. Bin gets the kill on away, and he has initiated Gigabin mode as he's able to help in that 2v3 to take a kill back for BLG.
And this is the macro decisions that we were talking about, right? I'm not sure why IG thought that the exact right moment to go and fight onto the BLG members was as Bin was exactly about to turn Mega Gnar. If you'd have fought him before or after he was about to transform back, both of those plays could well have worked. You end up in a 3v2. But instead, they fight Bin at the absolute peak of his power when he's already been playing out his matchup versus Breeze incredibly well. And it just doesn't work for them, obviously. And that could have been, again, good plays for IG, because BLG, they were trying to make things happen at a time when Grand Starfall wasn't available. They couldn't bring junglers involved. But look at him. Bin is just about to turn Mega. This is not the moment in which you want to go jumping in.
And he instantly gets yellow carded. That's just... It's not the place. And let's be real. Let's just be honest. You're going into a 3v2 against 2 of the best laners in the entirety of LPL's history. I think odds are stacked a little against you, even if he wasn't super fed already.
Exactly, and Knight, again, you say the 2 best solo laners we've really got. Well, they are the 2 that are up in this game. There's actually a decent little lead happening for Jwei, for Jachi, and I mean, as much as it matters for Mako. So you really are just fighting right into the peak of the BLG power. For IG, I think they really need to keep exploiting how weak this Lucian Milio are, and make it so that BLG don't have a bot side of the map to really play around.
Now we see that quintessential moment. I foreshadowed to it. We saw it coming down the road like a freight truck. IG with a solid lead. They were almost at 2,000 gold up at one moment at 10 minutes in, and now we look at this mid game and we see BLG wrestling control piece by control piece away from IG, and it feels so good with this style of comp to be in the driver's seat, because you can take those engages, you can catch people out in the side lane, you can find those big picks, and now that they're on 2 items for multiple carries, it might even be easier.
Yeah, at this point, BLG, they've put themselves in a really good spot. They fought back off of the back of what were a couple of odd moments for them, whereas for IG, they still have some really good power in places. I can't take that away from them. Can't take away from them the fact they've also got those 2 Drakes available, but it does just feel like they haven't been able to drive the pace of the game forwards any after what was a very good early game. Obviously, Baron has now joined us on the Rift, and IG, they've got themselves great push going on in the top side, some decent control of the mid lane as well. They are now conceding that. I don't think they're going to be looking to snap engage onto this Baron, try to steal that one away, but as much as you can keep BLG out of the area is going to be very important.
I do really like this kind of play from IG, though. Just try to scoop a little bit back, take as much as they'll give you, move in as a team towards that top side and invade and take some jungle camps back away.
Yes.
I think those little moments you don't get to see a lot against a team like BLG, and it's just playing with a little bit of extra confidence, which I really appreciate from IG. They're going to need that confidence as we move forward. About 50 seconds until that next dragon. And I was saying earlier, BLG are not going to want to keep letting these slip away.
No, absolutely not. They're going to be looking to fight this one. You can see some resets coming on through. Knight going to head back to base right now. Obviously, with the Hextech gates, you can get down to these objectives that much faster. And Bin, Breathe, both heading towards the top side, do have teleports to come join back up. Actually, Breathe instead taking a detour, potentially looking to just join his team straight away. Remember, in long team fights that go for a while, IG should be favored. BLG, they want these quick picks to make things happen.
Also, the way the Viper needs to play is very burst heavy, but right now I'm looking at Nya. He is 4 0 on this rise. Knight still has a gold lead somehow, but don't worry about that. That's TF things. Nya is facing against one of the best mid laners LPL has produced, and he is a rookie, and he's finding a performance like this in game number 1. That is huge, but in these fights, he will be pivotal. We have to watch his positioning and the damage he's putting down.
Interestingly, Knight heading back to base once again. Does have teleport, does have his ulti as well. Teleport coming in. This is a deep teleport
Ben
here.
He just, for the shield, he just came in to get the TP, and that's actually huge in mini-Gnar form because now he is super tanky in his not tanky form.
Hang on, Ben just jumping forwards.
What a Chad.
Oh!
What a Chad. He's flashing. Gigabit is feeling himself, and now BLG are going to move in. On goes for the Ultra Mega Fire Kick, slowing down 2. Wallop's going to go a little bit wide. Knight's looking for another yellow, but he's just going to get the damage there with Shun. Now goes Ben with the Mega Gnar straight onto him as he gets 1 kill. We're going to leave Gnar by himself against the Karma down there. See what he's got against Mako as Breathe gets yellow carded after the Counter-Strike, and Knight has been lethal with those yellow cards, waiting for the Counter-Strike to be done.
And it's just going to be 1 death right here for BLG. Lose on during that play, but they do not care. They're going to be able to push on forwards. And Gigabin is fully online. This Gnar has been a crazy pick for him. And the confidence with which he was stepping up right there in the mini form, getting that stacked up towards the Rage, flashing away from all of the aggression as well. Critical flash there. If he doesn't flash away from Jwei, he just dies in that situation. And instead, the team is able to pick up a bunch of kills. Now the
oh my god, dude. They were up by like 600 gold or something. They lost that dragon, by the way, and then they find themselves up 4K because of the fight.
Well, I wouldn't call it lost that dragon. They conceded it. They didn't care about it at all. During the point at which the Drake is being taken, Knight is taking a reset. He comes back into this team fight super late, so they're never looking to contest the Drake itself. But watch Bin right here. I mean, just so beautiful the way that he's playing. Knight also getting himself a flank off those gold cards every single time, just making it impossible to try to run away. And this is the thing with this BLG composition. It's very bursty, but if you're able to just catch that one member and then get the rest of the team fight going from there, it's crazy.
Oh, man. Breeze just trying with all he can to get away from that yellow card. Counter-Strike just doesn't last long enough. I love little point. Birthday Man on with the engage ultra mega fire kick. You love to see it. Got the slowdown. You know?
It's the confidence. It's the confidence that this whole team are playing with right here, despite the fact that they were down a little bit during the early game. They really don't care. The only thing they have to be conscious of right here is just not giving away this full Hextech soul to IG. That would be unfortunate for them overall. But beyond that, they are in such good control of this game.
We do have 3 items now there for both our mid laners. Actualizer is incomplete for Nya, which is a big power boost to the Rise. Once he's able to activate that and get the fight going, the Lich Bane's also going to be really big for Knight, who does have the Dark Seal, still stacking up 5 there. But it's, again, another moment where BLG just show that they are better. They have to close this one out. But being able to turn around those early disadvantages into big advantages on this top trio now, especially in their solo lanes, has been the name of BLG.
Yeah, very much so. And as much as we wanted that very clean early game style to come out from them, the fact that they were then able to just stabilize, stop things from going wrong any further, and then make their plays happen is massive. Like you said, Dark Seal into getting that Medjai's going here for Knight. He is just looking to rip through his opponents. Yeah, in a straight up dump your damage fight right here, yeah, should be okay. But I just don't know how much he's really going to be able to sit and hit when there is so much threat coming through from this BLG composition.
Should just have a good time, you know, stacking up his passive, he's throwing up emotes, he's chilling. When you have solo lanes like this, I guess it's pretty easy to kick your feet up sometimes. You know, just enjoy the moment. But it's also a situation where this map gets scarier and scarier for IG. They now have to walk into a bot side with literally no vision to potentially try to contest the dragon. And now Nya is getting caught by this side lane potential that BLG has set up. I was just going to talk about how you can't overextend for a second because that's what BLG is waiting for. And unfortunately, the rookie falls for the trap.
yeah, we didn't really see any of that early aggression coming through from this BLG composition, but now all of it is...
Yo, Viper just stepping up there. Dude got the TP coming back. That's going to be double TPs from the top laners. I think Breathe just put himself into a terrible position. He's going to be able to jump out, but will it be enough? The culling just raining into his back like I'm watching a horror movie with guns. Soon's going to get the kill in the end there, and that's going to be a push down mid lane for BLG. Can transition this into a dragon, which would stop the stacking of IG.
Pick themselves up that first Drake of the game, 27 minutes into this one, but it just has not mattered. Obviously, Baron also up and available, but no real decision to go towards that one for BLG. They think it's going to be a little bit overly risky to put themselves in that spot when there's no need. They can just keep up the pressure right now. The big thing that's happening at the moment is that you can't just send one member to go and deal with Bin. He is so strong at the moment. 3 items completed. That Sterix as well just means it's so much harder to kill him. Knight has to turn tail and run.
Okay. Gonna try to find. Nya's gonna get a kill on a Knight. Is it gonna happen? Can they do it? Alcove Gaming. He is dead. Oh, Jwei gets the kill. It's fine. Jwei needed the redemption against his old teammate too. You know, we have a lot of those tonight.
Yeah, I mean, very much so. And like you said, it just adds that little bit extra. That does bring all of the members of IG up towards the top lane. And there is a pretty big potential flank coming on through.
They are looking to play with them.
Okay, it's fine.
Trying to play some bush shenanigans. I like how deep Jwei is going just to potentially cut anybody off here. He's going to look for a little bit of vision as well. They're pinging up towards this top side, try to fix out their side lanes if they can. Big thing is, though, BLG will have their tools available again, soon having the Grand Starfall, so can join these fights if anything kicks off.
I mean, Knight has teleport available, will also be respawning with his ulti as well. So you're just in a really good spot again to just make that same play happen. Right now we're going to send the top laners down towards the bottom side of the map. Bin should just be able to step up and bully this tower away. Jwei just going to have to flag and drag over the wall. But you are just conceding space once again. All that space you were able to get off of that pick onto Knight, you immediately lose.
We are so close to a flame horizon for Bin over Breathe, and you know, I'm gonna have to hold my hand up and say maybe I'm accountable, because this is a matchup I know and love in the LPL between Breathe and Bin. It's something we know for many years at this point as a very pivotal top lane matchup, but Breathe just don't got the sauce, at least in game number 1 so far. It's a 3-item Bin Gnar with a Wit's End completed. And that's going to be a bit terrifying in these side lanes, as those item completions are coming through with plenty of gusto for BLG, with the GA now completed for Sun.
And I mean, at this point, BLG, they are just at the absolute peak of their power. They are sat in an incredible spot. All they are going to need to pick up this Baron and crack open the base is one more pick to be able to come on through. Right now, IG, they are pushing forward. They are potentially hunting.
Shun can play with his life, though. He has the GA. Destiny Gate's going to be there as well. Viper going for the culling on Jatsi. Jatsi was the focus. Flashing forward. It goes Viper, but Viper might just be dead. Cataclysm onto him, and Nya takes him down. The damage from the Rise is really pumping. As now Knight's in some trouble. He doesn't have that sustained damage. Remember, just like you said, it will be Breathe who got soloed out. Now Bin, he's looking for cleanup kills. Jatsi, they barely got out. That was so close. But Bin still exerts his might nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, they're able to pick themselves up that kill onto Breathe on the backside of that fight, but like you said, way too aggressive coming through from Viper. Jumping forwards, flashing forwards, in fact, and it fully gets him caught out. Now IG, they've got a couple of seconds until people are back up. 15 seconds until Viper is back up and available. I think this is overly aggressive, though. They're going to get forced off of this one.
Nya does this really quickly. Could be a 50-50. Jwei saying, I want to take that. I'll take down Sun. The 50-50 smite fight. They're feeling a little bit worse for Jwei now. That yellow card doesn't work, and they haven't seen Shun. They didn't see him. He goes in by himself, though. No damage to follow it up. Bin can't get close, but they do find a yellow card out of Mako. Mako is dead. The GA is going to be popped. Shun will fall afterwards. Nya is doing insane amounts of damage right now, and no jungler means no Baron.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You're not too worried about trading this one over. Breathe, very aggressive right here. Immediately going to get caught by the fire.
Realm Warp coming in as well. The trio Realm Warp. Jatsi gets insta-clad by Viper, but Viper going to dash away. He's actually surviving so well here, too. They're going to turn back on a Knight. They just want something. They are desperate to get some gold back here as Viper coming back over. They've got the carries realigned here, but IG will back away. White flag up, but they were able to chunk the gold lead down by almost 1.5k.
And this is the thing, we're talking about how IG, their macro isn't necessarily the best once we get into this mid to late game, but they know how to play a messy game out, and they are dragging BLG down with them into the mud. This play starts almost 3 minutes ago at this point, with this play down onto the bottom side of the map, trying to catch people out, and Viper just way too aggressive right here. He thinks he gets one more auto attack off and will do enough damage to kill Jashi, and the second that that doesn't happen, the turn and burn is just here, because Jashi can hit from so far away. Really, unfortunately, an over-aggressive, and now Viper, his flash is still 2 and a bit minutes away.
Yeah, and you've got Nya almost on full item build here as well. As I guess we'll talk about Viper now, as he did a bad play, but if you want to vote for him on his good plays, you can go vote for him in our
if you want to vote against
AP vote. But we got to focus on the Dragon now, because we were getting set up for that one already. And that just means there's going to be a pick potential on the bin. He is the major carry here. Ace in the hole is going to get blocked. He's going to heal up a decent amount. He's going to have Meganar now. 50-50 smite fight. Soon he's not going to get it. It's the soul completed by Jwei. He gets the 50-50, but he goes in with his life. GA's going to be popped. Meganar from bin gets 2, but they have no damage. They've got to be really careful here. Viper is the big damage dealer now. Jwei goes in. IG are team fighting like a beast right now. Grand Starfall comes through to get him out. Oh, it was short. He is dead. IG wipe BLG off of Summoner's Rift. They have soul. They could push into the base.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be some pretty long death timers at this point, 33 minutes into the game, and IG, it looked like the game had slipped away from them after a good early game, but now with 30-second death timers until anybody with wave clear is back up and available, this will be IG taking game 1.
IG with the team fight comp, the scaling of Nya. We said this is an opportunity for you to face one of the best ever in the LPL. He said, no, it's time for me to take him down. 1-0 lead for IG versus BLG.
Yeah, take a bow right there. An incredible game from him on the rise, and it's exactly what we highlighted during the draft phase. For BLG, they had to get a pick with this composition to then make the rest of the team fights work, and instead they were trying to straight up front to back, and the second that the team fight went long, the second that you got multiple rounds of spells off from the members of IG, there was nothing that BLG could do. They didn't have the sustained damage, they didn't have the ability to step up. And oh boy, I mean, maybe everything changes right there on the smite out of Jwei, stealing away that Drake, giving them the Hextech Soul, but I think that fight was lost anyway for BLG.
Yeah, I definitely think so, unless they had found a big pick, but man, the team play, Jwei, the general of IG, finding the big picks there. I mean, his Jarvan looked impeccable. He was active everywhere.
It was, like, he was all over the map right there, and I'm so happy that IG were able to pick up a game like that, where it was messy, where they did kind of lose behind during the mid game, because being able to fight back against BLG is really tough, and being able to fight back against BLG when you're IG, who have some real problems with your macro, is really nice to see. It felt like they were in this just stalled out situation where they couldn't touch bin for so long, but BLG never really pushed the pace of the game forwards. They never really went for the Drakes on the bottom side. They didn't really go for too many picks once they got into that mid to late game, and the composition sort of just faltered around it.
Yeah, and let's be real, bit of an ego draft from BLG there. Not gonna lie, like, and they looked good until they didn't, because bin gets caught. You know, little moments like that happen. All your gold lead gets sunken away, and you could say that the desperation play there by bin to try to get the big wall bang with the Meganar, but nobody was there to follow him up, and you just didn't have the tools drafted to give yourself an advantage in those 5-on-5s.
No, and it was a real departure from the actual style that we expect to see out of BLG. They put a lot into wanting to win around this bottom lane. And we'd highlighted that Viper, overall pretty quiet, not really getting too involved in a lot of plays, and you saw it during the very early stages of the game. Jachi and Mako were just all over them, pushing them in constantly. Yes, you were able to get that one play where you flash forwards as Viper during the very early game, but that was probably the only good flash he made during that entire game. Every other one was overly aggressive forwards or just running away from situations. A couple okay cullings, but really, I don't think BLG can play around Viper at the moment. Is that going to cost them the LPL title here? We'll have to see. Will it cost you internationally, though? Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. You have to have a whole functioning team there. And again, I think it was really hard for Viper to play into this comp because you have no range. Even with the Belio campfire, it's okay, but it's not great. And I think you could see the amount of times where he just really wanted to go in, but was playing a little bit too far forward. And yes, flashing forward a couple times is too bad. But that's where I give a lot of props to the way that the bot lane for IG played. That the combo of Jwei and Mako, who said would be crucial tonight in that head-to-head matchup, played the lane pretty well. They were back on their back foot a little bit towards the end of laning phase, but then when the team comes together, right, you have that front line, you have that front-to-back setup that works so well.
Yeah, I mean, the way that IG were able to stabilize this game back and then play around their composition specifically, really, really nice. And we'll have a look. Yeah. Woo! That's an LPL gold draft if we've ever seen one. But again, yeah, 33k damage right here in what was a 33-minute game, right? You're doing 1,000 damage a minute. That's massive right here out of him on this rise. And so much of it really came through at the point at which he was able to grab himself the actualizer, really be able to step up into his opponents as much as possible. But I also love the way he was using the realm warps pretty aggressively during these team fights. He'd start a team fight and then he'd bring the backline to cut off any kind of retreat that BLG had. He did it a couple of times, and that was really good to see.
And this was a team that was struggling to find team play. And that is seemingly what Nya has brought. I mean, they've had some tough losses, and that just goes to show what a rookie has in the series and coming into the LPL. But it's moments like this that you're like, damn, they can actually function together. You have those map plays that are happening for IG that weren't consecutively there for them before.
Yeah, if you're able to then play around this mid-jungle duo, as it really feels like they are with Nya and Jwei, it's huge. And we didn't really see it coming through that much during the very early stages of the game, but then the second we got into the mid-game, that's where they began to find those duos, and then the team play. The team fights, so much better. Now, you would not expect that Nya's coming in and doing any of the shot calling. That I'd be shocked if he was doing any real talking during the games.
It's Jwei, 100%.
Yeah, it will be Jwei 100%, as you say. Maybe a little bit coming through from Mako as well, long tenured supports. That's also who you're going to be getting your shot calling from. So it's not that he is changing the game for them with his shot calling, but it's just the way he's playing out these team fights is unfortunately for Renard a lot better overall.
I'm hoping we get that last little play where Bin gets like fully chunked out in the dragon pit as well, because that was such a pivotal moment. Because if Bin has more of a health bar, that fight's so different. The fact that he just has to kind of give his life for the final Meganar, as we see, kick off here. This was a tough moment. This was the moment that Viper went a little bit too far.
Viper, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? The thing is that this play right here has some quite wide-ranging consequences. Up until this point, BLG have been winning like all of their fights. Then they lose out onto those fights, and you end up with these plays right here. Watch Viper again. He just about is able to get enough of the culling off and get himself back away from this play. But imagine if he has the flash in this situation, you can re-engage on this. You can keep playing that fight right there. You also probably wouldn't be in that situation in the first place. And yeah, like I said, this is the final play. Bin, he's so low, and the fact he gets this 4-man Gnar off, if his team are there with him, and if he has any more health, if he's able to then get a wallop down, this game is potentially still going, or BLG have won it. Instead, just doesn't happen.
I got to give massive props to Jwei, who I think Nya maybe gets an MVP just for the straight damage numbers, but Jwei was the one that made this game possible. He was literally everywhere. And being able to find those crucial picks, being able to find those big cataclysms, being able to find the backline access when he needed to. I think Jwei was leading from the front this game, and it feels very refreshing to see that kind of performance from him.
Absolutely, and the fact that, again, we'll keep talking about it, but the fact that this mid-jungle duo is working for IG is everything, because Breathe didn't have himself the best game overall. I thought that Jwei and Mako were pretty good.
Moments.
Yeah, I would say so. The top lane matchup specifically was just not looking good for him, but you know, he did his job in the end. The bot lane are something that you can play around, but in the current meta, where you've got a lot of heavy roaming, gank-focused junglers and mid laners, you need those two working to be able to impact on your bot lane. I agree with this one.
Rightfully so. 8 MVPs so far this split. Incredible stuff. 95% KP. And a Jarvan that brings me back to his performances on E-Star, one of the champions that he made his name on, which is really cool to see. Obviously, Jarvan just very good in the meta right now as a facilitator, being able to get map pressure everywhere you want it. And Jwei was able to do just that here. Quick thoughts before we get going off of game number 1 here, Bloxxer.
BLG have just got to go back to their actual style. Play something that's safe down in the bottom side of the map.
Respect your opponent.
Yeah, don't just think that you can walk over IG, because remember, BLG, they still have something to play for. They still want to lock themselves up that top spot of Group Ascend, and if they lose that at the last moment, if they trip at the last hurdle, they're not going to be happy.
They are not indeed. We'll see if IG can close this out 2-0 and keep their dreams alive, or if BLG can bring us back down to reality and get us to 3 games. We'll see you on the other side of this break.